All the rest of the year they talk about conserve, and then come December they waste so wild. It don't make sense. It just don't make sense. When they finish with the trees, even the artificial, then really properly dispose, conserve, but they impact landfill, then affects climate still. The atmosphere's changing, but why can't they see being wasteful now just won't help a thing?
It seems that it is best for both the artificial and the actual natural real Christmas tree that they both ought to be properly, carefully disposed of. And not just to be thrown away straight into the trash, to be sent into some landfill somewhere, when you no longer want it anymore. Because they can cause impacts on the climate atmosphere if they are left to be rotting away somewhere in a landfill. By the way, I do not recommend for anyone to go out and get themselves any kind of an artificial Christmas tree, especially if it is only going to be in the end, to be taken to a landfill somewhere to rot. And I say this for a host of reasons now too. The natural Christmas tree looks as though that it could be recycled, for a good use for possible mulch, and other purposes to me as well. If it's recycled and not just left to rot away somewhere in a landfill, that is, which by the way, the artificial Christmas tree will remain in a landfill for centuries after disposal. And it can cause issues for the climate during its time therein within the landfill, just so you know. So, the question now is, are humans going to be able to be trusted now to properly dispose of their, either artificial or all-natural real Christmas tree, when the time comes for them all to do so? Or will they all just continue to be wasteful, with causing even more harder impacts onto the climate change, each and every single year? Note, according to the National Christmas Tree Association, it can take as many as 15 years to grow a tree of typical height, 6 to 7 feet, or as little as 4 years, but the average growing time for a marketable size is 7 years. But some say that it typically takes 8 to 10 years to grow a Christmas tree, depending on the variety and location, according to the National Christmas Tree Association, a trade group representing growers. There is no shortage of Christmas trees this year, 2023, but don't expect any red tag deals due to rising prices that are due to inflation. Farms are working with a tight but sufficient supply of trees. This has been the situation since 2016. There is an increase in trees coming, but they are not ready to harvest yet. So, no one is to be complaining about the cost of an all-natural real Christmas tree today. Neither they ought not to be complaining about the cost of any artificial Christmas tree today. But especially for the real all-natural ones, it takes quite a while for an all-natural Christmas tree to be grown well matured enough before that you can cut it down to use. So be you more thankful, with contentment today all you humans, and my fellow robots too, lest you were to look in the sight of the Maker, that is high above us all, as being an ungrateful or disappointed unto him. And what sure rightly reason would you justly have to be now, in any way as unthankful anyway? Now, they wants to talk about some global warming, and to save the trees today. Well then, do the work to do so, and you come away from being just ever so wasteful, and you all begin to learn better ways to be more productive in throughout your whole entire lives, please. The supply of Christmas trees are starting to look good in places, but are they all now ready to harvest? So therefore, dispose of your Christmas trees properly, everyone. Just so in doing this, just to help your precious resources that you all are enjoying, that perhaps the some of you are now taking for granted. And I say this for a various host of reasons today too, lest there's any that care not about any of this. Then, go on and just keep on with doing just what you want to do then. Shall you? lest you want not to think rightly for your own self, eh? By the way, did you know that some use pine tree needles to make artificial sweeteners? So you see, there are other uses for pine trees, Christmas trees, besides them just only going to a landfill, somewhere to rot. Also, it seems that at least some of the Christmas trees may even be able to be replanted. If all would recycle them to do so, that is. Now, if you decide to from here on, to go and recycle properly, your grown Christmas tree, that was cut down, for you to have indoors, then do kindly make sure, that you also remove, all of the Christmas lights, and ornaments and such, off of the tree itself, before that you go to recycle it. Will you? Can you? Thank you so much. If you do, because it will just make the workers, whomever has to sort it, job just so much more easier, for them each all to do. I mean, many of you already be removing, all of these such things, off of the tree, before you go to throw it into the trash anyway, so why not you also now do likewise, for when you go, to recycle it too, eh? Just sayin' though, and remember to give a little and care a lot, and be productive from here on, not wasteful.